There are no more days off until 10, 11. Oof. Such a fire.
I'm so done with your jokes. What would you have left? Oh, yeah.
You're not the only one.
You're stupid.
Your mom was what?
My mom thinks it's brown. I'm like, no, because it is. No, she's actually a change. She thinks, ooh, he thinks that he's a snack. That call me Mrs. Change.
Like, so guess what?
Your sentence is going to spill into your life. And her little circle of math teachers.
And everyone's going to say, who's the student? I'm going to be like, you don't know. Because she had Chang and then she had me. All right, special products, here we go. Special products, factor special products. All right, so let me tell you a little bit of what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow we start a task. It is not on anything we've done so far, so we're doing things a little differently. So we're going to start a task. The task is going to guide us into our next set of notes, okay? So it's going to give us like the what's the word I'm looking for? The before. I don't know. My brain's done. It's not working. So you're going to start with knowledge that you kind of know, kind of don't know. My people, and I'm not saying this meanly at all, but my people that are repeating the class. When you go tomorrow, some of you struggled in this, and so you probably don't know what you're doing. That's okay. If you do know what you're doing when you start to see the stuff just because you have taken the class, then I want you to kind of not be that person who just tells everyone what to do. Okay? So if you look at it and you're like, I remember this, just kind of be a mini Resendez and ask questions. Don't tell answers. Okay? So, first period, put it this way. Be a Resendez, not a Lopez.
That was funny.
That's what first period said, not me. It wasn't me. In other words, don't give the answers.
Wait, what? You said you were saying. How's he doing? How's he doing? He didn't tell us the answer. He said, oh, I don't know. And I have to go to you. Tell me more.
No, he did tell the answers to certain people. Yeah, IM1, 6th period.
And first.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, here you go.
I don't know if he got a job. I told him to tell me, and he never did, so I don't want to ask him, because then I feel bad if he didn't.
You should just ask. So, you have a job? Or not.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say, Desiree asked.
Yeah, be like, yeah, I'm just asking. How you doing?
I'm asking for Desiree.
If you have a job, what you doing? Or not.
I'll blame it on Desiree. Be like, Desiree said.
So be like, who's that?
He'll remember.
And Alyssa.
And Alyssa. No, because I haven't asked him. But I didn't get a call. Like my other student teacher, the first one I had, I got a phone call like for a reference. And I had like a 15-minute interview for that principal, for that person. But I didn't get a phone call on this one, so I don't know. I know. Yeah.
Okay, so they hear everything.
Yeah. All right, what does it mean to be a product?
The answer to multiplication.
Yes. It means it comes from multiplication, right? Or it means that you have to have had multiplied. Okay? So, we're going to talk about special products in terms of multiplication first. Okay? So we talked about products before. We multiplied polynomials. We multiplied, remember, we did the box. We did all that fun stuff. That was like 2 weeks ago. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back to that from a couple weeks ago. And what we did was we multiplied. And I'm going to show you what some of the special products technically were. Eduardo, why are you having a conversation? No, be quiet. So a couple weeks ago, we multiplied, and special products consist of something that looked like this. X minus 3 and x plus 3. X minus 3 and x plus 3. Why do you think I would call these special? They're the same, but different signs, right? So that would be something that's special. Good. So would 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 1 also be considered a special product?
Yes.
Yeah. So they almost look identical. The numbers are the same, but the difference is the signs in the middle, right? Okay, so that's the first type. There was a second type you guys did. It looked like this. 3x plus 2 quantity squared. 3x plus 2 quantity squared. Is that a special product? Well, what does it mean to be 3x plus 2 quantity squared? What does that mean? Good. It means you're multiplying 3x plus 2 and 3x plus 2. Okay, so we have 3x plus 2 and 3x plus 2. What is the difference between the top and the second?
There's an x plus same sign.
This one has same signs, whereas the top had
Different.
opposite signs. There we go. That's a better word. So we multiplied these before, yes? Okay, today these are what our answers will look like. Our answers are going to look like this today, okay? So they're going to be something similar to this. You don't have to take notes. Okay? So today our answers are going to look like this. So what does it mean? You have two types. First one is the difference of two squares. The difference of two squares. What does difference mean? When you subtract. Very good. So difference means subtraction. 2 means how many things do you think you have? Let's read this. The difference of two squares means I'm subtracting what? How many things? 2, so 2 terms. What does it mean to be a square? Not a shape. Exponent of 2, so it means that what? Like 2 squared is what? What is 2 squared? With 4. So actually I'm more looking at 4, which means I can take the what of it? The root. I can take the square root. Okay, we're looking more at square root. So squares means that I multiply the two numbers that are itself to give me the square, perfect square, okay? I can take the square root of it. So like the square root of 100 is what? 10. The square root of 121 is what? 11. The square root of 64? 8. Square root of 36? Okay. Square root of 144? Very good. Do we know 169? 13. 196? Okay, good. Perfect square trinomials. Perfect square trinomials. Trinomial means how many? Means how many? 3 terms. So perfect square trinomial means 3 terms. Perfect square means what? square root. This is what we're going to factor today.
Yeah, we love her.
You're too much for me today. Shh, 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 shh. Oh my gosh.
No, he didn't even hear how she said it. He was like, what the hell? He said it like goofy. She's over here saying stuff. I love writing. You just said that. Writers?
Let's bring it down a few notches. I'm not there. Yeah. All right, x squared minus 36. X squared minus 36. All right, first question, starting last week, we ask ourselves now is what?
Why?
No. Starting since Friday, what's the question you ask yourself? Do they have anything in common? Alyssa, do you need a timeout? Okay. So do they have anything in common? The answer is what? No, thank you. Second question here, you're going to ask yourself, how many terms did we have, guys? Two. Okay, good. So when we have two terms before, we knew we couldn't do the x, correct? So we knew usually there was a GCF. Now this one does not have a GCF, so now I need to ask myself a second question. Do we have subtraction?
Yes.
Of two terms?
Yes.
This one needs to be the answer yes. If it is a no, we do not continue. Do you hear me?
Yes.
This one has to have the answer of yes. If it's a no, you do not get to continue. Okay. So, do we have subtraction? We all said, I heard yes.
Yes.
This is subtract. That's what that line means, yeah? So the third question you're going to ask yourself, can I square root the two terms? We are hoping for the answer of yes. Okay? We are hoping for the answer of yes, but we need to double check it first before we actually get to say yes. So you're going to ask yourself, what is the square root of x squared? What is it? It's x. When did we do this? Like a while ago. You should know that the square root of x squared is just x. Because why? Because you have two x's, and how many do you need to be in a group? Two. That's how you get x, right? Okay. So then I ask myself, can I take the square root of 36? I don't care about the negative. Can I take the square root of 36? Yes. What is it? 6. There's a reason why I don't care about the negative. The negative had to deal more with the subtraction for this one, okay? But technically that is negative 36. All right, so now watch. If I get a check mark for both, that is number 3, okay? It's magical. You're going to get two binomials. The first binomial starts off with an x and a 6. The second one is also an x and a 6. Now notice that this one here has no middle term, correct? So when you're multiplying, what happened to those middle terms? They what? They canceled, right? They went away by canceling. So in order to cancel, one has to be positive, one has to be negative. And that's your answer.
I got this.
For that one, yeah. All right, so here we go.
Guys, be ready. Pay attention.
You're going to do 4x squared minus 25. Go through all 3 questions. 4x squared minus 25. So we're going through all 3 questions. It was wonderful. What? Don't do that again. I slept until 8:30 on Saturday.
What else?
I went to Girl Scouts.
And?
I went to a birthday party.
And?
That was it.
Promise?
Yeah.
I'll tell you after class.
And I washed my car, and it still smells
Well, you didn't say that.
like jalapenos and mayonnaise.
I was playing. She did it.
It's, I sprayed.
Yankee Candle air freshener. Those are so good. The sugar one, the Christmas sugar.
Ew. Question, do they have anything in common?
Yes. Right?
No.
Oh.
Second question, do they have subtraction? Yes. Can I take the square root? Yes, let's double check. You must show me that you took the square root, especially today since it's the first day. Square root of 4x squared is what? 2x. The square root of 25 is 5. So does it work?
Yes.
Yes. So then the first one's going to be what?
2x minus 5.
Sure. And then?
2x plus 5.
Does it matter which one's first?
No.
No. Does it matter if 2x is first and then 5?
Yes.
That part matters.
Because it needs to be in standard form.
Correct. Good?
Great.
All right, so let's keep it going.
See, don't you like this Alyssa rather than like in that Alyssa? Yeah. Yeah.
X squared plus 16x plus 64. X squared plus 16x plus 64. You guys. Question. Wonderful. How many terms do you have? 3. So do I care anything different about 3 terms? Nope. So you're going to go to what? You should know.
Number 2.
What?
Addition.
What's your A?
8 plus 1 is B equals 16 and C equals 64.
Wonderful. So I don't need to do anything different. Is that what you do when you have 3 terms, Alyssa? Okay. On top of your X is what?
64.
Bottom,
16.
sides,
8.
and 8. Good. Oh, I skipped a step.
Okay, I have a question.
What?
Do you have to write that?
This?
Yeah. Like, if you don't write it, are you going to mark it?
No, the problem is when people don't write it, they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
There's like 4 of you that can, so don't do it. But you're not going to be the 4 people I'm worried about. Alyssa, can you do it without it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
There are some people who can't.
8.
What the heck? Where did it come from? Shh. Oh, I know what that is. Shh. All right, what does x squared and 8x have in common?
They have
X in common. What is 8x and 64?
8.
Positive or negative? X squared and 8x. 8 and 64. So you have x plus 8 and x plus 8, yes? Which is x plus 8 what? Squared. Good? All right, next. 81x squared minus 100. 81x squared minus 100. Question, do they have anything in common?
No.
No. Second question, is it subtraction?
Yes.
Yes. Can you take the square root?
Yes.
Square root of 81x squared is what?
9.
Square root of 100. So my answer is,
9x minus 10.
and
9x plus 10.
who has it right?
I.
Good. One more. 2x squared plus 20x plus 50. 2x squared plus 20x plus 50. No, like I was a cheerleader and they used to drop me on my butt when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. And so it like threw my hips out.
I did softball though.
Yeah. Could be from sliding. Did you slide?
I was slide. I have no scars on my ankles from sliding. They wouldn't slide right.
Oh.
So,
It could be from hitting your hip on the ground.
I hope not, because that's disastrous. But, you know, it's alright.
Like the older you get, like the more your like knuckles crack and your neck cracks. All right, do they have a GCF? Yep, it's a 2. What do you get? X squared plus what? 10x plus
25.
25. On top of your x.
Yes.
On top of your x.
25.
25 on the bottom.
10.
Sides.
5 and 5. It's like
X squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. In your box is x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. X squared and 5x have what in common? X. 5x and 25.
5.
X squared and 5x? And 5x and 25.
5.
So we get x plus 5 and x plus 5, yes?
Or x plus 5 to the second.
Or x plus 5 to the second, but you can't forget what?
Your GCF.
Your GCF.
I did it wrong.
Who had it right? Oh, only 2 of you.
Just because I forgot you.
Sad story. All right. Why don't you pass it out, Alyssa?
Okay, where is it?
On the top, like it always is.
Mom said this is gotta be in a great mood. You know, with your best life.
No.
Is it this one?
Yep. Take them all, because the leftovers go in the box. Ouch. Just shocked myself.
3.